All right. And good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who can see right behind me, I do have a yoga mat or just a regular mat on the floor for our core exercises that we're going to do throughout the session today for Bodyweight Burn. So that's all you're going to need. That being said, let's get started with our warm-up, about 3 minutes here. All right, so backing up, and let's start with a little light jog in place. Nice and easy on the feet. For warming up the lower body, as for the upper body, let's do a little swing of the arms. Nice and easy with the arm swing. 3, 2, 1, and let's go into some high knees. What I want to do here is a little twist with my torso. So I'm going to tap the sides of my hips with my hands as I lift up one side, other side, just like that. And for those of you who are ready for more of a bounce, you can do so with me. Try to keep your eyes on your hands as you move side to side. 3, 2, 1, changing it up. We're going to go into some side-to-side jacks. For those of you who are worried about any issues with your joints, you can do side-to-side like so. Otherwise, you can go into jumping jacks with me. Now's the time we want to get that heart rate elevated. Try to tap your fingers right over your head. Feet go nice and wide. 3, 2, 1, and good. Couple more things I want to do before we get started. Let's do some toe touches here. So touching the toes and then reaching up. Couple of those. And for those of you who are comfortable with a walk to a plank, you can do so with me right now. Walking to a plank. If the walk to a plank is too much for you, stick with the toe touch and reach up. So follow me with that walk to a plank if you can. Walking back, reaching up, keeping it going, just a couple more. Nearly done here. And last one, going down to the plank and back up. Now let's go back into, actually, I was going to do high knees, but let's do some butt kicks here. In those heels to your glutes. Moving your feet, a little more of a bounce if you can than what we did for the jog in place at the beginning. Do this with your arms lifted. Working the shoulders, working the legs. 3, 2, 1, and good, shaking it out. All right, so let's get into our first set of rounds for exercises. So we're going to do a 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off kind of tempo for this first set. So the first exercise, we're going to do a nice low squat and then lifting up a knee. Going down again and lifting the other knee. So we're going to alternate the knee lift. So we'll do that together in 3, 2, and 1. Going down, lift up. Down, lift up. You'll notice that I'm shifting my weight a little bit to the side as I lift up the leg. You can do so as well. Going nice and deep into your squat, as low as you can, with a nice flat back, just like that. Look straight ahead. Nice and deep here. Now this is just our first exercise, so I don't want to go crazy fast. Last one here. And good. All right, we got a few more seconds before the next exercise, so let me show you real quick. We're going to go down onto the floor, like so, keeping the hips nice and low while we're in this plank position. We're going to do a push-up, followed by a shoulder tap, just like that. Quick little front view, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. So with me in 3, 2, 1, start with the push-up. Tap, tap, just like that. Tap, tap. Now, for your feet, if you want to have a little challenge in balance, I would say try to keep your feet close together. But if you're having too much trouble with the balance, all you have to do is spread the feet apart. Nearly done, 5 seconds left, last one. And good, standing up. Whew. Few seconds to rest up. Next exercise, we're going to be working the legs quite a bit here. So there are 2 variations we can work our legs for the lunges here. You can do a back and step, alternating the legs for the lunge, or you can do a little hop with me. A little hop and hop. Do what works best for you and your joints. Ready, set. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to start with the hop. This should not be fast-paced. It's still the first set of exercises. It's our first set of rounds. So take your time between the hops or alternating your legs with the step. Do what works best for you. We got less than 10 seconds. Then we're going to go back down into plank position. One more. Good. Woo. Legs are burning after that. All right, next up, we're going to do another plank exercise here. Watch the arms, watch the legs here. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg as we lift up, down, other side, up, down. If doing both is too much, try just the legs for this first set. So ready, 3, 2, 1. Up, down, up, down. Again, if arms and legs are too much, try just the legs for now. Keep going. Notice my form here. I'm doing everything I can to keep my hips low instead of rising up like that. And I want to keep my eyes on the floor. 3, 2, 1 more. Good. Standing back up, everyone. All right, next up, a little more dynamic. We want to do a little cross with the feet. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alternating which leg goes in front. That's for the legs. For the arms, we're going to lift up one arm over the head at a time, alternating the arms just like that. I'll go a little slow for the first set. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Cross, step, cross, step. I'm going to keep going at this pace here. But if you feel like you can go a little faster, once you get the form down, that's up to you. You can go a little faster than me. Cross, step, cross the feet, cross. Keep it going, 5 seconds. And all done. All right, moving on. This is our last exercise for this first round. So it's our last time with a 30-second mark. I'm going to pan down just a little bit here. Plank position again. We're going to move our feet side to side. Here's what I mean. Front view. We're going to move the feet side, back, side, back. Quick side view here. I'm tucking my knees in as I bring my feet to the side. So with me, let's go side, back. I'm going to go slow here again. Back. But if you want to pick up the pace, that's up to you. Side, back. If that's too much for anyone with the jumps, you can do step back with one leg at a time. So do the variation that works best for you for the next, looks like we got 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1 more, and good. All right, way to go, everyone. We just finished our first round. Next up, we're going to do round 2. The only thing that changes here is the time. So instead of 30 seconds for each exercise, it's now going to be 40. The break time is still just 30 seconds. Keep that in mind. All right, so going back to our squat and alternating the knee raise. Ready? Hands in front, going down, up, down, up. Notice my feet here. You see how wide they are from each other, about shoulder width apart, if not just a little bit wider. Step, squat, keep it going. Halfway through. Again, watch out for your back here. You want to have a slight squeeze in your lower back to make sure you don't round your back in your squat. We want none of this here. Keep the back flat. 5 seconds. And good. All right. Going back to our first plank exercise, it's the push-up and the shoulder tap. So this one you can do on or off the knees. Keep that in mind. On or off the knees. Tap, tap. If you are going to be on your knees for this one, I recommend you have a little extra squeeze in the glutes so we don't do any of this here. No bending at the hip. Ready, set, let's go. Down, up, shoulder, shoulder. Keep going. Down, up, shoulder, shoulder. Shoulder, shoulder. Again, if you're off your knees and you want to work on balance, keep your feet together. Push up. Shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Keep it going. We got about 12 seconds left, and then we're going to stand back up. Down. Last push up, go. And shoulder tap, tap. Good. Woo. Okay. Back to our lunges here. Again, you can do a little back step, like so, or you can be a little more dynamic and have some hops to it. The choice is yours on what you want to do. All right, we're going to get started in about 10 seconds here. Get some water if you need it. Watching the time here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Start with the lunge. Down. Now there's a lot of time here for us to switch legs, so I want to take my time with this. I don't want to overdo it with crazy speed. Find the pace that works for you so you can keep going at that pace for the next 20 seconds. We got 20 seconds left on the clock. Now, if you think you can keep up that pace like this for the next, we got 10 seconds left, go for it. 3, 2, 1, good. Up. It's a lot for the legs. Okay, going back to our plank, and we're going to do the arm and leg raise. Now, if you did not move your arms last time, you worked just legs, I want you to work just your arms this time. All right, otherwise, we're gonna do both arms and legs. So with me, 3, 2, plank, let's go. You should hold it up there for about 1 Mississippi, if you can. Up, down, up, down. Keep going. Watch your hips here. I'm doing my best to keep my hips nice and low. It's very tempting to lift up as I bring the leg up, but we want to avoid that so we can really work our core. 5 seconds. Last one. And good. Ooh, heart rate's up. Okay, going back into our cross jack. Sorry, checking one thing here. All right, good to go. All right, so the cross. Crossing the feet. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alternate which leg goes in front and lifting up one arm at a time. I'm going to go a little faster here. So 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So notice here, back is nice and straight, and I'm looking straight ahead. Straight ahead. Being light on the feet. No one should be stomping at this time. No stomping. Stay light. Light on the feet. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All good. Woo! Okay. I'm going to pan down again real quick and get ready for what I call ski abs. So, or we can do the spider step. So if it's easier for you and you want to do just the steps, you can do that. Otherwise, both feet at the same time, tucking the knees in, back to plank. Other side, and so on. Gotta catch my breath. Ready? Plank and go. Go. Now notice when I land, either to the side or back to plank, I'm doing my best to drop my hips a little bit. So I'm keeping my hips low once I land. You especially want to watch out for that when you tuck your knees in. Try not to keep your hips up too high. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and hold. That's enough hold. All right, back to our first exercise. Now keep in mind, this is our last set of these rounds, and we are going a little bit longer. 50 seconds on, 30-second break. Our last round, and then after that, we have a little 20-second on, 10-second off Tabata. We'll get to that later. Right now, start with the squat. Ready, hands in front, and down, up. We're not worried about speed here. We want to catch our breath, especially if you're like me and you can barely catch your breath. Nice and slow and nice and low in the squat. Nice and slow and low. Keep it going. Keep it going. Notice my knees here. They go just a little bit higher than my waist as I lift up. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Keep it going. Back is nice and flat, squeezing the core. 3, 2, last one. Down and up. Woo! Shake out those legs. All right, like I said, into push-up position. We're going to do the shoulder tap. On or off the knees, that's up to you. If you're on the knees, have a little extra squeeze in your glutes. All right, if you're on the knees, extra squeeze. Did not mean for that to rhyme. I'm sorry. All right, 5 seconds here. Push up first. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down and shoulder, shoulder. Down, shoulder, shoulder. See if you can work your balance a little more by keeping your feet closer together. If your feet were close together already and you still want to work balance, try crossing one foot over the other. Tap, tap. We got 20 seconds here. I'm going to see if I can keep going with my knees off the floor. Tap, tap. Eyes on the floor, hands directly below the shoulders. 5 seconds, let's do one more push up, and good. Woo! Okay, going into the lunge. Again, your choice on whether or not you want to hop. Oh man, I think for this one, I'm gonna do the first half hop, and the second half, I'll just stand and lunge. If you wanna follow me, great, I'll let you know when we're halfway through. All right. We got about 5 seconds, so get to position. One leg back, and lunge, and go. Jumping nice and high as you switch, if you're jumping with me. Almost done, we're almost halfway through. All right, we're halfway halfway through. If you're following me, now's the time to step and lunge. Go real deep, as low as you can. It's our last time with the lunges, so give it your all. 10 seconds. Really catching my breath here. 3, 2, 1, and good. Woo. Okay, almost done. We're gonna go back into plank position, lifting up the arms and legs. Again, if you're still having trouble with both arms and legs at the same time, try just the legs for this one, or at least for the first half, and then arms for the second half. I'll let you know when we're halfway through. So with me, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Start with the legs if you're doing just legs. Hips nice and low. This is definitely the hardest of the planks, in my opinion. Especially if you're doing arms and legs at the same time for the lift. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Halfway through, if you were doing just legs before, I want you to do just arms now. I might have to do just arms in a second. Woo! Very challenging. Again, try to hold for 1 Mississippi, then drop. 1 Mississippi, drop. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Stand it up. Get some water if you need it. Going back to the cross jack. So crossing the feet, lifting up one arm over your head at a time. I can barely demonstrate. Quick demo. One side, other side. Everybody got that? Because we're going to go in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Cross, cross. I'm going to keep going at this pace. Do this at the pace that works best for you. You might have to go a little slower because we're going longer than we've ever gone before for this one. 30 seconds. Have a nice jump here. Jumping nice and high. Landing softly on your feet. There should be no stomping at this time. Less than 10 seconds, everyone. 3, 2, 1, and good. Oh, man. My heart is racing. All right. Going into our final exercise for the rounds before we go into our quick Tabata. Again, I'll get into that after we finish those side-to-side motions with the plank. Quick demo here, side, back, back. Got that? Going your pace here. So plank and go. Watching the hips here. Make sure they drop, 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 just like that. Keeping the hips low as you land. Now again, you don't have to go at my pace. If you need to slow down, or if you want to go faster, or if you need a break like some people. Remember, there are other variations. If you feel like moving both feet at the same time is too much, try a side step like this. 10 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, good. All right, very nice, everyone. We got about a minute now before we start our Tabata. So this is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds transition. 4 different exercises here. The first one, we're going to be in a plank position for mountain climbers, like so. When we do that, when we finish, turn over onto your glutes, feet up. Your eruption of hands on or off the hamstrings, and hold. That's it for that one. Whenever we're in plank position, we go back to lying on our glutes. Same thing, vice versa. Keep that in mind. Now there are 2 more exercises. So after this one, we're gonna go into plank and then lift the hips up and down. We'll get into explanations later. After that, last exercise, lying on the floor. Whew. But again, we'll go into exactly what we're doing there later on. Right now, let's get started with mountain climbers. Ready? And go. 20 seconds on the clock. Now it's only 20 seconds, so try speed here. Speed, speed, less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. 10 seconds to go from plank to a seated position here. Lean back, feet off the floor, and you can hold by grabbing onto your hamstrings or let the hands hover over. This is much tougher than this. So do what works for you. We got 10 seconds left already. 3, 2, 1. Good. 10 seconds. Let's go back in a plank. And this is the part where we lift up the hips and bring them back down. So with me, plank first and lift up just like that. Now, try to round your back as you lift up. Round your back. Good squeeze in the core. And as you go down, flatten out the back. Couple more. Up, crunch, and down into plank. One more. Up, crunch, down, plank. And let's do our 10-second transition. Lying on the floor, hands to the side. This is where we gotta lift up our feet, like so. Bent knees, and bring them to the side. Up, other side, down, and up, just like that. If you want to go for a tougher variation, straighten out your legs. Nearly done here. Last one. Up. All right, now we have one more set to go. So with me in plank position, we're gonna go into mountain climbers here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Nice and fast here. This is our second and final set with everything. Nearly done here. We've got about 5 seconds, and then we're gonna lie back down on our glutes. 3, 2, 1, good. Just a couple more minutes, everyone. All right, leaning back, lifting up the feet, hands on the hamstrings or over the knees. Hold, hold. It's all in the core here. Your back is slightly rounded for the next 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And plank. We're gonna go back to our little pike and plank with the hips up and down. So with me, lift up, round the back, lift up, and bring it down. Flatten out your back. Going back up, crunch the core, and back down, flat back plank. Keep it going. Last one here, crunch, and down. Hold, and good. All right, last exercise here. We're gonna do our little windshield wiper motion with the legs. So on your back, hands to the side, lift up, and side, up, side, up. Keep it going. Again, straighten out the legs if you want to make it a little tougher. 3, 2, 1, and good. And that is it for Bodyweight Burn. So thank you all for joining me at this time. And that's our time. Our time's up. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat or the comments below. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.